We're here today with Mork Borg. It's been a game I've been interested in for a couple of years, but it didn't really have an excuse to really pick it up because I kind of felt wasn't really the thing of anybody I play with. But since we've been going over various books, I've kind of got an excuse to go over it. Probably still have tags up from Mothership. Really not suitable for those under 16 years of age. A doom metal album of a game, a spiked flail to the face, rules light, heavy everything else. One day, all will blacken and burn, just as the two-headed basilisks have predicted. The world is dying. Time is short. How will you face these last days? Robbing graves for soil-stained wealth, or facing down the apocalypse hoping it can be fought? So text and game design by Pell Nilsson, graphic design and art by Johan Noor and the Dead People. So some tables right off the bat. Kind of torn between rolling some how do you we'll hold off because I don't even know how you would roll a D66. So this is apparently the 10th printing. The wind from the west, from the sundered land, rot rides it, and the stench of blood. Cursed walker, will you travel there, to the valley of the unfortunate undead? Our young ones are taken by a child thief Turgle, known for his vile crimes and alchemy of flesh. Distances shift, pass between places warp, as if this pale, lightless world possessed a will in bitter life. Its mercy curdled to wrath over a too long age. Who are you? The grave robber with silver glittering between cracked fingernails? The mystic who would bend the world's miserable heart away from its inevitable end? Most likely, it makes little difference. No one has seen the sun in years. The old care for more sacrifice and god offerings than their bawling spawn. Doomsayers are proved right time and again, and embraced by hidden powers. Maybe it's best to surrender, to trust your own instinct and skill rather than the whim of the dice. For all is drowned in welcome silence, life locked and failing in a dark fort. what was written must be known. Anouk Schlegel, monk of the Cretan order, encountered the basilisk Verhu in the year 565 and set down that creature's whispered prophecies. These lost texts came to be known as the Nameless Scriptures. 300 years later, while working on a new cathedral, the two-headed basilisks, an orthodox faction of the Cretan order, uncovered Schlegel's tomb and with it the scriptures. Since then, all events described have come to pass. The prophecies are absolutely factually true and have thus supplanted all other scripture. Around this cathedral has grown Galgenbeck, the greatest city that ever was. The basilisks are two-headed. The four heads have argued for hundreds of years. There he predicts inexorable annihilation, since he's always right, has become utterly full of himself. He is also the head worshipped most. If you can learn the codes of the apocalypse, perhaps the right offerings might avert it. Verhu loves his position and hungers for temples to be raised in his name. When the world was but water, dust, and clouds thick, with plague fat flies came she, first of the basilisks, from the cracks of Bergen chipped. She crawled. She bears the head of denial, Lucy, who looks up and down. Yet all shall be well. Her twin arc, head of deception, claims to be the first prophet of truth, now prostituted by Verhu. Few have ever seen her, the oldest, but many walk her twin paths. She spawned many since the dawn of time, their conceptions not without agony. All were cast down the cliffs of Bergen Crypt. Only he survived, down in the valley of the unfortunate undead. His eyes locked upon the mountain's peak. He spits out curses upon his evil mother. The head Gorg is bitter, rank with envy that only his twin Verhu knows the damn truth. Time and again his prophecies are brought to be. The piles of gold gift riches from his faithful teeter and slide, so tall are they. The world dies, even now. Reality decays, truth becomes dream, and dream truth. Cracks grow in the once stable structures of the past. Find things misshapen and vile to worm through, merging into day's wan light. The known world closes in, bounded to the west by the massive Bergen Crypt with its catacombs and ice-caked peaks. I'm surrounded by the endless sea to the north, south, and east. Many have plowed the waves furrow in search of the new lands. They all return, against their will, alive or dead. So it looks like, well, maybe an island, maybe a peninsula, since that's a big question mark. So we're bordered by the endless sea. There's Bergen Crypt, the Valley of the Unfortunate Undead, Schleswig, some wasteland, Onda, this looks to be a sort of lake, Galgenbeck, Kurgas, Alains, Graventosk, and Grift. So looks like we're starting with Galgenbeck. In the land of Tivland is the greatest city that ever was. No king or queen rules in Galgenbeck, but an archpriestess, Josephilla Migol, deep beneath the cathedral of the two-headed basilisks in a cool black chamber, crossed by shards of light, lies her throne. Josephilla, old but still young, commoners gossip that she colludes with the god Necrubal, who gave her eternal life. Necrubal, the shadow that covers all. Necrubal is melancholy. Crop failure, conflict, war. It is said he whispered the apocalyptic prophecies in Verku's ear. As time grows ever shorter, the two-headed basilisks become ever more desperate in their recruitment. To take one's own life is considered sinful cowardice. The road to salvation lies through mortification of the flesh. The apocalypse is to be met with eyes wide open. Only then can the soul be allowed passage to the shimmering fields. Heretics and apostates are hunted down and corrected in public and at length by the Inquisition. In Tivland also lies Sarkash. The force seems lately to spread unnaturally fast. Paths tangle and wind in the overgrown gloom, leading wanderers astray. Far in the depths of Sarkash, always where one least expects to find it, in a halo of dying trees, is Graventosk, a truly ancient cemetery filled with mausoleums, blank-eyed cherubs, stagnant fountains, like pits, and ordinary graves. But hasn't it grown warmer in this unusually cold place? Do you hear the frantic scratching? The air feels heavy, stale, hard to breathe. Rising over Graventosk like rage, rising over pain, is the shadow, is the palace of the Shadow King, a Gothic black castle like a mirror to the cathedral of the two-headed basilisk in Galgenbeck. Most of the palace lies in crumbling ruins, home to unfortunate souls sheltering beneath its broken halls. None dare to dream what might lie under the rubble-covered catacombs and cellars. Tunnels sprawl beneath the writhing roots, digging deeper into the cold earth like the cancerous veins. The inner wing still stands, acting as the home of the Shadow King, a being obscured by ritual. The slaves of the servants of the courtiers of the king come forth and do his will. The title is hereditary. Sons are always born to the Shadow King. Its whispered princes of that line disguise themselves as ordinary men, wandering the ruins, engaging in games and tricking travelers, multiplying the miseries of their people. Grift. From ages past, Grift grew upon an eastern peninsula of the endless sea, cut from the world by the bottomless mirror. The thriving city-state can be reached only by 3 bridges, of such height and cyclopean size that it is said that only enslaved giants could have raised them. Grift was once a place of harmony and the light of reason, a shelter from the plague-racked, war-torn world beyond. But the world turns, even as mirror cannot protect Grift from its inevitable fall. King Sigfrid the Kind is mocked in the street. Much of Grift has fallen into disrepair as vile creatures begin crawling from the dried, cracked earth. Each night the bridges scream and roar like great ships grinding upon rocks. Sigfrid is defeated. He knows the end is near, believes the prophecies of Verku, and so, kindly and calmly, prepares his people for death. Huge parchments dot the streets, calendars of despair marking each correct preparation and its time. Each day a leaf is turned, and when the last page comes, Siegfried will march his people to the cliff Terion to fulfill what was written. Terion, 1,000 meters of vertical rock with a raging sea biting at its base. Inquisition of the two-headed basilisks is not too keen on the heretical suicide scheme of Siegfried the Kind. Okay. Well, that's why I didn't remember where we are. So it looks like we're up here now. Kyrgyz. Desolation rolls over Kyrgyz like a frost-barren wind. The lawless and forlorn trek across its ice-racked expanse, crawling over the plains or cowering in the cracked earth to flee Blood Countess Anthelia. North, where the wind is born, lies Elaine, a storm-piercing spire city of black glass. Within stands a castle like a waterfall of white stone. The throne of Anthelia, she as pale as her castle walls, as youthful as a drop of melting ice. Some say she is eternally young. The gulls cry the names of knights who sought her hand. Reminder that suitors and signs of Anthelia's age disappear in conjunction. But who listens to a gull? And in Kyrgyz, even gulls freeze. In the cold that rolls from the dreams of the Countess, dreams of her unending youth. Anthelia is well aware time is short. Neuroses burden her. Why is everything so pale, so cold? She cries out for color or warmth. She drains the world of both with every glance, touch, and breath. Those who bring her vibrant life are promised great rewards. All fear to do so. Excuses are made, explanations found. The feelings of the Countess are fragile. Her power is absolute. Court life entails gray opulence, excitement, and fear. The Western Kingdom, called Wasteland in the songs of the simple and rhymes of the poor. Once home to peace and wealth when Lake Onda gifted fish and the river trade thrived, now terror and despotism stalk. In the secret citadel of the sad but gaudy city of Schleswig, King Fafnir IX schemes. Paranoid, fat, increasingly mad, he is consumed with psychosis and invisible fears. Obsessed with the prophecies of Virtue, the king raids and invades houses and villages, barns and temples. Nowhere and no one is safe, especially the poor. Taxed into starvation, the contents of their larders and storehouses are carted off by Fafnir's men. A place few wish to speak of is the Valley of the Unfortunate Undead. Rumors whisper the basilisk key is coiled within its crypts, a sight infrequently survived. Lies and legends enshroud the valley, obscuring any truth. Others' tales say the soil, the very air, is lethal, bringing a sleepless, stumbling death. This is no clean fate, but a slow-growing, fathomless despair weighing down the traveler with poisoned memories and dark thoughts, until the spark of life is mutated into a mournful, hopeless undeath. Others claim lost wanderers can fall and find themselves in the realm of the dead, when the black soil hungrily drags them under the earth. Those without hope travel here, seeking an end to pain, a golden afterlife beyond this dark and ruined world. They gather in suicide cults, and the valley's few trusted trees begin to droop strange fruit from hempen rope. Others plumb the crypt seeking Verhu, believing they can persuade him of other fates. Some simply and stupidly leaves gifts and sacrifices to a power they cannot comprehend. Gloom grows, obscuring the world like an oil-staged image. The calendar of Nehrubel. The world trembles. One can feel it in ways sharp and subtle, mysterious, clear. One by one, inevitable events demand their place. Rolls a die each dawn. A result of one activates one misery. The die used is determined by the GM in the group. The GM then rolls D66 to determine which misery occurs. The same misery will not befall the world twice. The seventh mystery will always be 7-7, and the world finally dies. The seventh seal is broken for the seventh and final time. The game and your lives end here. Burn the book. So it looks like, you can choose how long of a campaign you want to be playing with this sort of The Calendar of Nehrubel, the Mammoth Scriptures, transcribed by Anik Schlegger, the monk. Psalm 1. The city shall be made hollow. Of those who rest in hollowness, they shall not be seen. 2. And the earth shall shake and be riven, and the cracks shall rise a poisonous mist, and in 10 days it will shroud the world. 3. Of those who build mightily stone by stone, so shall they fall stone by stone. 4. And the depths of the underworld shall bring forth flying specters and crawling beasts. In their passing the worm grows fat, the vulture weary. 5. Doubt is crowned, the loyal shall turn their blades on those who silver gave. 6. And blood cough shall spread like fire across the wastelands of the drought. Psalm 2. As is the beginning, so at the end, all manner of fly and wasp shall fill the air. 2. And the ground pale with maggots. 3. And from spears a frost, born from burning crypt and covering all. 4. And in 10 days, and one of the writings of sorcerers shall be made pale as air. 5. And glass shall become quartz. 6. And she shall see him grow stronger, and she reveals herself, and all shall be slain. Psalm 3. Grave and tossed, the soil shall grow warm, and those who rest be made to walk. In the heart of Sarkash, fog and dusk shall breathe beneath the waking trees. That which was hewed by man shall now hew in turn. Hunger shall come among you, you shall dig roots and pull children from the breast. The gaunt shall prey upon the gaunt, The great shall be made poor, and the poor poorer still. Then shall come rain unending, and the day shall be made night by its coming. Brother shall say brother, and sister poison sister. Psalm 4. For 5 days and 5 nights mother's flesh shall be the cloak of demons. For 5 days and 5 nights shall father's mood. Lo, to the west, forth comes fire, and a horde, and the kingdoms burn. The lyre harp shall make knots of the hearts of men, sundering the strongest bonds. Behold now the endless sea, the Leviathan causes waves to be as mountain. Leviathan shall come among you, children winter born, and fated to fall before snow, both shall it take. Psalm 5. The lake and brook shall blacken, and the water become tar. The trees shall wither, shrivel, and die. All birds shall fall dead from the sky. In one night all those not yet of 7 years and 7 days shall pass, born and unborn, and dawn shall give them life as eaters of men. The sky shall weep fire, and a great stone shall plummet as a city fallen from the heaven. Its gift is death, and madness is its herald. And the last king and last queen shall wither to dust. The wretched courts are devoured by wolves. Psalm 6. You shall know the last day is come. The sun shall set and ever rise. And day shall be as night, and night as day. You shall not sleep, neither shall you wake. And Thalia shall have her will, and drink all color from the world. Those who walk on 2 legs shall be nameless as the beasts of the field. The earth shall vein, bringing black serpents forth from within the earth. And the unnamed entered the earth, passing through the veil as it is sundered by Dejman, the left underling of Necrubel. Psalm 7, the last. 7:7. All praise yet Sabu Nek, the underworld's nightmare, the black disk which stands before the sun. All praise Virhu, beaming with delight. All praise the fire which burns all, and darkness shall swallow the darkness. In this world, oh, just a second. Okay, yeah, we probably have time for this. In this world, there are those who seek riches or redemption. Some say the apocalypse is escapable, that it might even be stopped. And there you walk in discord and despair. One hand holds 2d6 times 10 silver. The other holds a water skin and d4 days worth of food. Your soul and silver are your own and equally easy to lose. To begin with, you are what you own. A weird place for a dedication, but Mork Borg is dedicated to Pel Dead Olin, 1969 to 1991. Let the good times roll. Well, that is rather unfortunate I had realized, like, I think it has to be at home, but somehow, I know one of my D10 has been missing. I didn't realize till now that it's also missing a D12. So I'm assuming you get one from each column, which we rolled a 1, so you get nothing from the first. That's an 8. Metal file and lock picks, and a 7 from the second column is heavy chain, 15 feet. We'll do 3. A 6, donkey, not bad, or one of the above of your choice. 9, a bear trap, presence DR14, hard to spot, D8 damage, or a 12, tent. And we'll do one more. 4, a sack. A bomb. A sealed bottle, D10 damage. And 6, toolbox, 10 nails, tongs, hammer, small saw, and drill. So, creating your PC, randomize your starting equipment on this page, randomize your weapon and armor, is that, no. Oh. We'll do that. So you could get 10. A 10 is a Zweihander, or maybe you start out with a Warhammer, or perhaps a 9 crossbow. Armor is... it's a bit weird coming back to this for Mothership, since Mothership basically only uses the D10. So you might start with 1, no armor, or a 2, light fur, padded cloth, leather, etc. Or maybe a 3, medium armor, scale, mail, etc., minus D4 damage, 100 silver. DR plus 2 on agility tests, including defense. So it looks like you can't start with it, but or does the heavy armor come with a shield? That doesn't really make sense, but then scrolls will never work when wielding Zweihander weapons or medium or heavy armor. I'm not sure what that means. So no, just E6 with presence plus, oh. Oh, I thought there was something else about scrolls. It says roll your hit points, but I'm not sure. Maybe I just missed something. Oh, yeah, okay. And name your character if you wish. It will not save you. So we'll, man, it really does want all the dice today. So a couple names, a man, woman, lost souls all. Oh. So group 4, and I rolled a 6 on the D8, you might be Nagel. Group 3 with 8, Kratar. Or maybe you are a group 5, 8, Torn. So that looks like it'll be it. We'll probably kind of just start next time with taking a glance over the equipment. I'm really enjoying this so far. I kind of just like the vibe of it. It's pretty interesting presentation. Let's see, tomorrow, not sure what the plan will be. We'll probably either be more of this or starting up the next plain art book, which would be Ravnica. I also had like Innistrad and one other, but I'm not sure where those are currently. So the Ravnica one will be the final one for now.